Hello everyone, welcome back to the Eagle Discovery Channel. Today we'll explore a fascinating topic, women marrying multiple husbands. It may sound like a fantasy, but it's a real custom in some parts of the world. Ready to discover these 9 unique countries? Let's dive in. 1. Tibet. Let's start with Tibet, the land often referred to as the roof of the world. Not only does Tibet feature mountaintop monasteries and ancient temples, but it also has a remarkable custom where women can marry multiple husbands, often brothers within the same family. This might sound like a fairy tale, but it's very much a real and widespread practice in certain areas, such as Gari and Sigas. Why do women in Tibet marry multiple husbands? To understand this, we must first look at the harsh conditions of life in Tibet. The climate is extreme, land is scarce, and the population is sparse. The people here place great emphasis on protecting family assets, especially land. If each brother were to marry a separate wife, the land would be divided among generations and become less and less useful. Instead, they choose to share one wife, which they see as a smart way to protect their family's wealth and reduce economic pressure. Hey there, where are you from? I want to know which city you're watching our video from. Please leave a comment so we don't feel lonely. A small action like this will motivate us to make more videos. Thank you and much love to you. Despite living with multiple husbands, the relationships tend to be harmonious. The husbands rotate tasks. One works the fields, another herds cattle, and the third takes care of the household. The wife plays a central role, not just as the emotional heart of the family, but also as the financial manager and mediator in case of conflicts. It's even joked that being a wife in Tibet is like being the CEO of a company, with her husbands as the key staff members. Although this tradition is gradually disappearing, especially in more developed areas, it remains an important part of life in rural Tibetan communities. 2. Bhutan. Next, we head to Bhutan, a small country nestled in the Himalayas, known for its concept of gross national happiness. Bhutan is also home to a similar custom, where women can marry multiple husbands, usually brothers. This practice is often found in rural areas with limited agricultural land and economic hardship. In Bhutan, the custom helps families maintain their wealth. If brothers share a wife, land and resources won't be divided, and instead, they can be managed more efficiently. However, this practice is limited to isolated rural regions, such as the Leh area in the northwest, where people still live by pastoral and agricultural means. All right, if you're new to this channel, Eagle Discovery warmly welcomes you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell to catch our upcoming content. In regions like Chiang Rai, the tradition is not only about preserving land, but also about fostering unity among brothers. Families often have a detailed schedule of who does what, whether it's looking after the animals, farming, or managing the household. The wife, in this case, plays the central role of coordinating everything. Though women in Bhutan play a crucial role, they also have a lot of work to do. They are not allowed to be idle and must help provide for the family. It's a hard life, but for many, it's a smart response to the challenges of their environment. 3. Nepal. Nepal, a country nestled in the Himalayas, has a unique cultural practice known as polyandry, where a woman marries multiple husbands. This custom is most commonly found in the remote valleys of Humla, Dopa, and Mustang, regions that border Tibet. Polyandry has been traditionally practiced by certain ethnic groups, and although its prevalence has declined, it is still estimated that around 2% of Nepal's population in these mountainous areas follows this tradition. The origins of polyandry are linked to the harsh geography and limited resources of the region. In these areas, arable land is scarce, and dividing property among sons could lead to poverty. By marrying multiple brothers, a woman ensures that family resources remain intact and are shared among all members. This practice helps maintain the family's land, livestock, and wealth, as the brothers work together rather than compete for resources. In these families, men typically do not experience jealousy. Instead, they cooperate, each taking on different roles such as farming, tending livestock, or hunting. The woman, as the central figure, manages the household, allocating resources and overseeing daily tasks. This system promotes unity and shared responsibility, strengthening family bonds. Polyandry also serves to solidify social ties within the community. The absence of competition among the husbands and the collective effort required to support the family fosters a spirit of cooperation. While this tradition may seem unusual to outsiders, it highlights how cultures adapt to their environments, ensuring the survival and prosperity of the family. Despite modern influences, polyandry remains a fascinating example of Nepal's rich cultural diversity. 4. Nigeria. In Nigeria, while polyandry is not a widespread practice, it is quite common among the Erie people in Plateau State. For the Erie community, a woman marrying multiple husbands is a socially accepted tradition with both economic and cultural significance. The practice helps maintain family wealth, particularly in terms of land and property, while also empowering women to play a more influential role within the family structure. Each husband in an Erie family has a specific role and responsibility. Some focus on household duties, others manage farming, and a third may care for the children. This division of labor ensures a balanced and organized family system where tasks are clearly defined. To prevent conflict, there is a system of regular family meetings to resolve any issues or disagreements that may arise. This structure minimizes jealousy and competition, promoting harmony within the family. An interesting aspect of this practice is that the husbands live in separate homes, and the wife rotates between them. This means that the man with whom she is living at the time of conception is considered the father of the child. This arrangement, while unconventional, fosters cooperation and unity among the husbands. It is a unique way of organizing family life that emphasizes collective responsibility, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to the family's well-being. The practice reflects the community's values of cooperation and balance, ensuring that each member contributes to the family's success and stability. 5. India. In India, particularly in the Kinnaur region of Himachal Pradesh, polyandry, a practice where one woman marries multiple men, remains part of some traditional communities, despite being less widespread today. Much like in neighboring Tibet and Bhutan, this custom serves practical purposes, primarily aimed at preserving family land and wealth in agricultural societies. In the Kinnaur region, land is often scarce, and dividing it among sons after their marriage can result in plots too small to support farming. To address this, brothers marry the same woman, ensuring that family land and resources stay intact and are not fragmented with each generation. This cooperative arrangement helps maintain the family's economic stability and secures the future of the agricultural enterprise. The practice is said to have roots in the ancient Indian epic Mahabharata, where Draupadi, a central figure, marries 5 brothers, which is seen as a symbolic model for polyandry. Though not as common in modern times, this custom still holds cultural significance in certain Kinnauri communities, where it is considered a way of preserving family unity and continuity. Interestingly, the relationship dynamics within these polyandrous marriages are built on cooperation rather than competition. The husbands share responsibilities, often working together on the family's agricultural tasks, while the wife plays a central role in managing the household. In such communities, polyandry is more than just an economic strategy. It is deeply intertwined with cultural identity, preserving both family heritage and the balance of resources. 6. Kenya. In Kenya, particularly in the Rift Valley, the Maasai tribe is renowned for the practice of polygyny, where one man marries multiple women, However, this practice does not extend to women in Maasai culture, where women are not permitted to marry multiple husbands. While polygyny remains a significant cultural practice, there is another distinctive social norm related to relationships between men and women in Maasai society. In certain contexts, Maasai men may share their wives with close friends as a sign of hospitality or mutual respect. This practice, however, is not to be confused with polygyny or polyandry. It reflects the communal and cooperative nature of Maasai culture, where sharing resources, including spouses, can be seen as an expression of trust and honor, rather than as a regular marital arrangement. This openness in sexual relationships outside of marriage can appear unconventional to outsiders, especially in societies where monogamy and strict marital boundaries are the norm. While this practice is distinct from polyandry, it highlights the flexibility and fluidity of relationships within Maasai society. It's important to understand that these practices are deeply embedded in Maasai traditions and are viewed differently within the context of their cultural values, emphasizing hospitality, communal bonds, and social cohesion. This is a complex part of Maasai culture, reflecting how relationships and gender roles are understood within their specific cultural framework. 7. Uabe Tribe, Africa. The Uabe tribe, a small community in Africa, has a unique and striking approach to relationships and marriage. Unlike many other cultures, women in Uabe have the freedom to choose their husbands at will, and even marry multiple men at the same time. This freedom in marital arrangements is deeply embedded in their culture, allowing women not only to select their partners, but also to change them if they find another man more attractive. This aspect of their society places a significant amount of agency in the hands of women, which is quite rare in many other traditional communities. The Uabe tribe's most distinctive feature in terms of relationships is evident during the annual Zun festival, a cultural event where men compete in beauty contests to attract the attention of women. The men, adorned in their finest attire and presenting their best qualities, vie for the affections of the women in the community. The Zun festival is a time when women can assess the men, and some may choose to leave their current husbands if they find someone more appealing. This event underscores the fluidity and flexibility of relationships in Uabe society. In the Uabe tribe, women also value their physical appearance as a way to maintain their relationships. The importance of beauty and attractiveness is not just a personal concern, but a communal one, as a woman's appearance can directly impact her marital and sexual relationships. Women may live with multiple husbands simultaneously, a practice that further emphasizes their autonomy and the tribe's progressive view on marriage and sexual relationships. This cultural freedom in relationships stands in stark contrast to many other societies, where women's roles in marriage are often more rigidly defined. In Uabe, women enjoy a level of independence and choice that is a remarkable feature of their social structure. 8. South Africa. In South Africa, a country where debates on gender equality are increasingly prominent, a proposal has emerged advocating for women to have the right to marry multiple husbands, mirroring the polygamous practices traditionally allowed for men. This proposal aims to address gender inequality in marriage by providing women with the same rights as men, particularly in polygamous societies where men are permitted to have multiple wives. The suggestion has ignited important discussions about how marital customs and gender roles can evolve in modern South African society. The proposal has generated mixed reactions. Supporters argue that granting women the right to marry multiple husbands would be a significant step toward achieving true gender equality. It could challenge long-standing patriarchal norms and provide women with greater autonomy over their relationships and family structures. Advocates also suggest that this shift could empower women, allowing them to navigate relationships on their own terms without being confined by traditional gender roles. On the other hand, opponents of the proposal express concern that it could disrupt traditional family dynamics and cultural practices. In many communities, polygyny, where a man marries multiple wives, is deeply ingrained in cultural and religious practices, and there is fear that extending these rights to women might destabilize societal norms. Critics worry about potential challenges in managing family structures and the possible consequences for children, inheritance, and social cohesion. Despite the controversy, the proposal has sparked significant conversations about gender equality in marriage, forcing a re-examination of long-held beliefs about marriage, power, and gender roles in South Africa. Whether or not the proposal is implemented, it has undoubtedly contributed to the broader dialogue on how gender equality can be advanced within the context of traditional societies and modern legal frameworks. 9. France. On the Marquesas Islands in French Polynesia, a unique cultural tradition has allowed women significant autonomy in their relationships. Historically, women on the islands had the freedom to choose their partners without facing social criticism or judgment. Unlike many societies where relationships are more strictly defined by traditional gender roles, Marquesan women were able to form relationships with multiple men, a practice that was widely accepted and not seen as transgressive or immoral. This freedom can be attributed to the matrilineal structure of Marquesan society, where lineage and inheritance are traced through the mother rather than the father. In such a society, women held considerable power not only within the family, but also in terms of choosing partners and maintaining family connections. Their role in relationships and family life was central, and the social norms around relationships were more fluid and inclusive compared to more patriarchal systems. However, with the influence of Western culture and the arrival of Christianity, many of these practices began to change. Western notions of monogamy and the traditional family model have made their mark on Marquesan society, and some of the more liberal practices regarding relationships have diminished. Despite this, in certain areas of the Marquesas Islands, some traditional customs persist. Women continue to play an influential role in choosing their partners, and in some cases, multiple relationships are still accepted. This blend of tradition and modern influence reflects a unique cultural evolution on the Marquesas Islands, where the historical freedom of women in relationships stands as a testament to the island's rich cultural heritage, even as global changes continue to shape the social landscape. To sum up, each of these cultures has distinct reasons for practicing polyandry, whether driven by economic and social factors or by traditions aimed at preserving family cohesion. The key is to appreciate and respect these practices as part of the diverse cultural tapestry found around the world. If you enjoyed today's topic, don't forget to like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting content. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video.